We're here today talking about siding products, and specifically in this video we're going to go over a few products that can be used to make your home more energy efficient as part of the siding project. So if you're, it's wintertime here in Michigan, if you're feeling a draft coming through the house or you're struggling with your energy bills, considering new windows or new siding can be a great way to improve the energy efficiency of your home. And just wanted to go through a couple of products a minute that are part of that process and things you might want to consider. So the one that I'm holding here, this is called Fanfold. I just cut this little piece out of a bundle of it in our storage area. Fanfold is a thin styrofoam backer that goes behind the siding. So in a siding project, what we typically do is remove all the old siding, unless it's like wood siding that's in good shape. We would remove any old vinyl, and then we would install a backer behind it. So if the wood on the home is a little bit uneven, sometimes we'll use this product. Again, it's called Fanfold. It has an R factor, which is an insulation measuring metric. It has an R factor of 1. The way R factors were explained to me is an R1 is the amount of time it would take for 1 degree of temperature to pass through. So R1 would allow 1 degree to pass through in 1 hour. So it's not a significant insulation factor, but it is something that kind of helps button the house up a little bit tighter. And then oftentimes we'll cover the seams between the pieces to make like a vapor barrier around the house while the siding's off. So this is one product. More commonly than Fanfold, you'll see house wrap. So house wrap is the generic term for what a lot of people call TYVEK. TYVEK is just a brand, specific brand of house wrap. So I've got this small roll here. House wrap is installed around the perimeter of the home, and it's meant to create what's called an envelope to the home, which means to keep the air out. If you think of an envelope that you put in the mail, you lick it, you seal it, and it's sealed up tight. So the house wrap is meant to do that. House wrap is actually specifically designed to allow moisture to wick out. So if there's moisture behind the house wrap, it would allow it to wick out, but not come through. So it's actually not 100% waterproof, but it does create an energy barrier or a wind barrier to protect your home. So a lot of times when we are remodeling the siding on a home that was built, say, in the mid-90s or prior, before house wrap was a requirement, when we remove the siding, we're seeing a lot of bare OSB. And so many homes that feel a little bit drafty, if they were built in the mid-90s or any time prior, they probably don't have house wrap. And the house wrap makes a huge difference because it's keeping the wind from penetrating past the siding and into your house. So it doesn't have R factor per se, like an insulation factor, but it's breaking the wind from penetrating into the house. So definitely makes a big difference when we reside a house and then we get that proper house wrap installed. Another product that you'll see us use, this is called window tape. So if you have new construction windows that have a flange, when we install those windows behind the siding, we're installing this window tape on the flanges of the windows, and it's doing something similar to the house wrap. It's making sure that the wind can't penetrate through the window frames. Many drafty homes, if you run your hand along the inside of the window, you're going to see or feel a little bit of air coming through. It's because one of the weakest points on the home is actually around the window frames. So we're using this tape to cover along the perimeter of the window. Now, if you have replacement windows, we use metal bent in a tool called a brake to cover that frame, and usually we're sealing that with spray foam. But regardless, the window frames on your home need to be sealed up when they're installed. And if we're doing a siding project where we're removing the siding, we're taking a look at all of those things, making sure that they're buttoned up tight. So one thing that you will see out there sometimes when you're considering siding on your home, so this is just a regular piece of vinyl siding. Some of, I would say, our large competitors in our market will showcase vinyl siding that has a foam backer on it. It looks really good, but it's extremely expensive compared to regular vinyl siding. And the R factor on that foam backer is pretty limited. Usually it's like R2, R3. And for the investment that it takes to get that R factor on the back of the siding, usually you would be better off having an insulation company come in and re-insulate your home. That's a fairly simple process if siding's been removed already. Insulation companies can put a hole between each of the studs, make sure all the stud cavities are filled. They have tools to make that process go well. There's a lot of foam insulation products out there that they can use where they can run a drop tube right down in the stud cavity and fill it up. And honestly, that's going to be a much more effective option than paying the extra money to have a foam backer on your siding. Just want to be honest with you about that. If you're looking at one of those foam back products, before you commit, I would recommend getting a quote for just regular siding with the house wrap, and then having an insulation company give you a quote to re-insulate the home. So just to recap real quick, we've got the Fanfold that can provide a little bit of insulation and also help even out some surface areas. This is a great product to use. We've got the house wrap, sealing off the window frames, and then the one that I would just think twice about is the backing on the actual siding itself. So if you have any other questions about how new siding can help make your home more energy efficient, or you'd like a quote for a siding project, or maybe some new windows to help with the energy efficiency, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. Consultations are always free. Thank you.